What's up, wise guys and gals? Welcome to the show. Before we get started, just a reminder that every episode of the podcast is available on YouTube and wise-eats.com, along with recipe videos, fitness tips, workouts, and more. Check out the site and send any questions to wiseeatspodcast@gmail.com. I'm also available on Instagram at WestWiseFitness and at Facebook.com/WiseEatsPodcast. Head over to the website, get in touch, and definitely sign up for my free newsletter. With that out of the way, let's get to episode 14. It's time to wise up.
I eat oatmeal. Your stomach looks like oatmeal.
Well, hello again, wise guys and gals, and welcome to episode 14 of Wise Eats. It's October, summer is officially over. Yes, I'm super sad about that, but it's a great day to be alive. I'm thankful for all the amazing things that are happening in my life, and thankful to be sitting here chatting with you. Just finished my last class to earn my master's degree in finance from Walsh College out in Troy, Michigan. So that's been a long time coming. Better late than never. I'm 36 years old, and I've switched my college major about 18 different times, but I finally made it to that finish line. And now what? That's the big question, right? So now I get to go to school for me.
I mean, you would think you'd be smart about education, wise about education.
Now I'm ready to dive into some things that I'm truly passionate about. And obviously, if you're following this show, one of those things is health and fitness. And later this month, I'm going to be going to the Dolce Diet Certification out in Belmar, New Jersey. And for those of you who don't know, the Dolce Diet is Mike Dolce, a fitness and nutrition mentor, and he's been an influence in my life for many years now. I originally lost 90 pounds back in 2009, and I didn't even know who Dolce was at that point. I found a website, got off the junk food, started exercising, calorie restricted myself all the way down to 180 pounds, down from 270, and long story short, got super sick. Just eating junk food, but less of it. And eventually I had to turn to eating real food, real natural foods to heal my body and finally start feeling good, and then eventually start building muscle and really start getting a physique that I desire, not just losing the weight, but getting strong and healthy. And Mike Dolce was a huge part of that. I found the Dolce Diet years after my initial weight loss, and it was a game changer. His philosophies are simple, but they're spot on. They're all you need. Eat real food, plenty of exercise, drink water. It's all just simple stuff that you're not going to see sitting on a store shelf or advertised on TV. It's the basic fundamentals that we should all be doing, and it's the things that I try to preach on this show, episode in, episode out. So he's doing a Dolce Diet certification conference, whatever, next month. It's a 3-day course, and I'm super excited. I'm going to meet the man, take his class, and go from there. And from there, I'll be one of his little minions out here, preaching the the Dolce Diet principles.
Just start eating real food in wide varieties, local, organic, fresh, natural, unprocessed, as minimally prepared as possible, and eat that stuff all day long.
Dolce is the real deal. I believe in his philosophies wholeheartedly because they 100% work for me. And if you got onto his stuff, it would work for you too. So the Dolce Diet is something that I 100% recommend. And that's something really cool I got going on later this month that I'm excited to tell you more about later on.
It's like a little fruit fly flying around here from all the fruit in my office.
My current workout program right now, I know I mentioned in a previous episode that I was going to start MAPS Anabolic, which that's from the guys at Mind Pump, And I did that. I'm in the middle of the program right now, and I love it. It's super cool. It's a really good workout program. I would recommend it to anybody. And it's definitely a nice change of pace from what I was doing before, which was awesome as well. Mike Matthews, Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. That was all more low rep work, 4 to 6 rep range. Very heavy weight on all the compound lifts. MAPS Anabolic does have that heavy stuff, but it kind of goes in phases. You'll do 3 weeks of more heavy stuff. Then you'll do 3 weeks of 8 to 10 reps. Then they throw in some like 10 to 20 reps. So they change your workout every 3 weeks, which is really cool. It keeps it fresh, and you don't have to do the muscle confusion thing. You can make progress just doing the same thing every week and just building the weight and getting stronger. But it's definitely a good thing for your mental to switch it up, and I'm loving it. Like this week I started phase 3, and it was an all new set of exercises. Not all new, obviously. The squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, all those are going to always be in there, but they switch in some different things, and the different rep schemes are awesome. So very cool program. I recommend that. MAPS Anabolic from the guys at Mind Pump. Awesome podcast too, by the way. That's one of my favorites. What else we got going on? We just got done shooting 2 new recipes for Wise Eats for the following announcement. So I will keep you posted on when those come out. Those recipes are the Piledriver Pudding and the Sharpshooter Breakfast Salad. Because like I said before, salads for breakfast will change your life. So get on that.
Today, we're making the Chokeslam Chicken Salad. Just like I chokeslam the filthy Frenchman, this is what I use to fuel myself for the chokeslam, Jack.
Now let's check in with the former fat guy and take a look at the fat guy files. If you've been following the show, you get the idea. We're going to dive back to early October of 2009, 10 years ago, and we'll see where my diet was back then. So at this time, I had actually already lost 60 pounds. My original weight loss started in March of 2009, so this was October. I was down 60 pounds and really had the hang of losing the weight. And you can see from my diet sheet here, I was throwing in some healthy meals, but not perfect by any means, and I mean, not even close, not even really good, to be honest. So on this particular Monday, I had cereal and ham, which... that's an interesting breakfast. Peanut butter sandwich, fruit, pasta mix, cottage cheese for a snack. So not the end of the world. Pasta mix back then would have been like a brown rice pasta, something along those lines. Some other highlights. Let's see. A lot of oatmeal. Doing a lot of oatmeal. So that kind of got me in that mode. A lot of carbs. Holy moly. Pasta. Chicken soup. Chocolate protein shake. Hey. I'll do a chocolate protein shake tonight. After I get done shooting this, I might go have me a chocolate protein shake. So get down on that.
There you have it. A fully charged, delicious, energy-infused smoothie. Next time you're in the kitchen, make a wise decision.
I was at about 2,000 calories each of the weekdays. And then boom, Friday night, 3,500 calories. Saturday, 3,000. So I'd really ramp it up on the weekends, and that's how I did it. I looked forward to the weekends. That kept me motivated during the week. I would restrict myself and try to eat as good as I knew how to back then, and then I was just waiting for Saturday, because then in this case, I'm getting my Taco Bell, I'm having my drinks, usually having my drinks and then having my Taco Bell. And then the next day I'm recovering. I'm eating Doritos, getting more drinks. And then the day after that, burgers. The whole weekends were just free to do whatever I wanted. As long as I restricted during the week, I could binge on the weekends and still kind of average a calorie deficit for the week, which resulted in the weight loss. And not the healthy way to do it by any means. And I paid the price for it later on. But this is how I initially lost the weight.
Here's what you should do. Number one is you should pretty much eat all your good, healthy, clean food all through the day.
So now you got a snapshot of where I was at 10 years ago. Let's look at today's diet. My most recent diet was for breakfast. I had a salad. Salads for breakfast.
What's that stuff? I used to eat it all the time back in the day.
Kale, scrambled eggs, baked Mega Power potatoes, and some balsamic vinegar, and threw a whole bunch of spices, garlic, some mixed spices that we get from Costco, parsley, just whatever. Our spice cabinet's robust. We just grab this, grab that, whatever. That's always good. Maybe some of that everything bagel seasoning. Think about that. Might change your life. So that was breakfast. For lunch, I had a very similar salad. Kale, more scrambled eggs, a can of sardines. I've talked about those. And balsamic vinegar. And that salad was so good. I mean, it probably might sound disgusting me saying that combination of ingredients out loud, but it was amazing. I highly recommend it. Maybe that'll be up on the recipes page here in the not so distant future.
Let me help you. I love you. I care for you. Just try it this way. Here, can I just make you breakfast tomorrow? So
that was my breakfast and lunch. For a pre-workout, I kind of snacked on some frozen fruit after that throughout the day. I had 222 grams of frozen oranges. That was just 2 oranges I peeled the night before, put them in a container in the freezer. Those are really good out of the freezer, by the way. And then before my workout, I had 350 grams, which is 2.5 servings of frozen pineapple. Had that with a black coffee about an hour before I worked out. Boom, hit probably an 80-minute workout from MAPS Anabolic, like I said before. Post-workout was a blueberry, banana, raisin, muscle milk. If you look up the muscle milk recipe, that's kind of the base of how I make my shakes nowadays. But then I'm also adding in kale, spirulina tablets, moringa, in this case, raisins. And, it's amazing. It's probably one of the highlights of my day, for sure. For dinner, it was another salad, so I'm on 3 salads. I don't normally have 3 salads a day, but this particular day, that's how I roll nowadays. We're making wise choices. We're eating real food, and salads are the easiest way to do it, and they're delicious. Forget them Whoppers and them Big Macs. Salads, baby. So this salad was a little bit different from the previous ones. I threw in some jasmine rice, some potato, and balsamic, and that was a chicken salad. Chicken! Finally, for dessert before bed, I had Greek yogurt with some frozen mango and a half a serving of casein protein. Legion Athletics Casein Protein Vanilla. Threw that in with the frozen mango and the Greek yogurt that we get from Costco, Kirkland Signature. Oh, that's the best dessert of my life. That frozen mango. Whew, forget about it. Anyway, my total calories for the day, 3,000, pretty much on the nose, 45 grams of fat, 258 grams of protein, and 392 grams of carbs. Whew, love me some carbs, baby. And, man, the gains are just so good.
Take off your shirt and say, yo, I eat oatmeal. Your stomach looks like oatmeal.
So that's this day in diet history for early October 2019. And this is what works for me. Maybe it can work for you too. And I'm by no means perfect, but like I've said before, I've reached a place in my life where healthy diet and exercise are non-negotiable aspects of my life. And I really believe that if you're not there yet, you can get there too. It's not a chore. It's just a part of my life. And I can't live without exercise and healthy diet. I love it. Have bountiful energy every day, crushing every day, and feels amazing. So get on the train with me. And let's roll, baby.
He's always training. He's always exercising. Still looks slim. Still looks good.
Another thing I've been doing quite a bit lately that I've been super enjoying and wanted to share are ice baths. I got a horse trough from my in-laws. They have a lot of property and horses, and they had a horse trough that they weren't using. And I got the idea from Kyle Kingsbury on the On It podcast to get a horse trough. And we fill that sucker up with water and ice and just take a dive. And I've heard, varying opinions about the benefits that it has, but for me, I definitely feel like it helps with my muscle recovery from my workouts. I mean, 100%. It seems to, like, if I got an ache in my knee or anything, it seems to help it out a lot. And on the hot summer days, it was a game changer for lowering my core body temperature, Whereas like I felt hot and just sweaty, and then you get in that thing, stay in there for 10 minutes and get out, you are not getting hot anytime soon after that. You're going to be chill for a while, and I felt like it helped me sleep. So there were definitely some benefits, and some other benefits that they say that it has. It can help improve your immunity, give you better circulation, promotes emotional resilience, whatever that means. I mean, I get it. I get that, though, because, I mean, it is like torture to be in there. For the first minute or so, it's awful. But then you actually kind of get used to it. You'd be surprised. But it's like, it's terrifying and torturous and amazing all at the same time. So even if you're not really comfortable with the idea of taking ice baths or cold baths, take a cold shower. You know, have your shower on hot and then turn it on cold. I try to do that almost every day. And let the water run on you for like 30 seconds. You can handle 30 seconds. And like I said, you get used to it a lot faster than you might think. It's initially like shocking and but you get used to it and then just chill after that. Let that cold water run, and then you feel like a boss after you get done with that.
I love that guy. I'm very impressed with him.
He's great.
He seems like a really interesting person, too. He's like he's a very, very wise person.
You know, one last thing. I was all set to come in here and record this episode tonight, and I just ran into an unbelievable situation. I was out in the front yard fetching with my dogs, my Boston Terrier and Golden Retriever like I normally do. And we come back into the backyard. We have a small backyard. That's why I was fetching out in the front yard. Anyway, I come back in the backyard, and Cohen, our Golden Retriever, he immediately runs up to a squirrel that's sitting in the yard. And this happens a lot, but normally the squirrels are moving fast, and they just chase him away. This one he got right up on, and I'm like, uh-oh. And, you know, I called him away, and this squirrel was already hurt. Cohen didn't do anything to it. It must have fallen out of a tree, and it, like, broke a leg or did something because it was frantic and it couldn't move. And instantly my heart sank because I'm an unconditional animal lover and I have this injured squirrel. And what am I going to do about that? So I put the dogs in the house and I'm kind of just looking around. I go up and tell my wife and she doesn't care. So I come back outside and his buddies or his family or whatever he's got two guys lined up on the fence staring down at him, another one in the tree, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this squirrel family their buddy is injured, and now this is on me to solve this. So I go and talk to my neighbor lady she feeds the frickin' squirrels and she loves them. So she ended up, oh my God, she called the police.
Call the police.
Anyway, the police call me back. They don't do house calls for wildlife. And so I either am faced with putting this squirrel down or taking it into a shelter or just letting nature run its course. Anyway, after doing a little soul searching, I was able to find a clinic about a half hour away from us that accepts wildlife for free. And so I got to the point where I was kind of debating, do I take this squirrel in to this shelter or do I put it out of its misery? So that was the dilemma I was faced with tonight. And ultimately, it worked out kind of perfect. I went to my dad's house for a little while and told him what was going on and said, all right, I gotta get back home and take care of this dang squirrel that's dying a slow, agonizing death in my backyard. And I got back home and the squirrel was gone. And that sucker was hurt. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It didn't just like all of a sudden, maybe it grew a fifth leg and just scurried off. I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe his family and friends came and scooped him up and took him out of there. That's what I'm going to go with. That's kind of what I think happened. And he lived happily ever after. Or maybe like a bird swooped in and got him. Anyway, that's my squirrel story. I don't know if anybody's ever ran into a injured squirrel on their property ever once before, but that's what happened to me. So thankful I didn't have to kill him, and now he's out there making wise choices just like you should be. So that's going to do it for today's episode. And get out wise-eats.com, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe on YouTube, leave a review on iTunes if you would be so kind. I truly appreciate that if you're watching, and that's how you can help me out for now. So I appreciate it. Take care. And until next time, make wise choices. It's 20 minutes ago doesn't matter. Only matters right now, I guess.
He made me this collar so that I may talk. Squirrel!
I feel like I'm a dying squirrel recording this.
I love horses! I love horses!
I'm actually going to wrap the show up right there. Try to keep this one a little bit shorter.